Okay. I have started the recording of this session. So shall we move, Dipti, with you and start for chapter 1?
So, Abdul, before
Yes,
we
yeah.
start, is it okay
Yeah.
if I suggest something?
Yeah, sure. Please
Like,
go ahead.
since we have been doing something during our day or during this week and
Yeah.
directly getting into immersion, what we have learned as training is that there should be some connection activity that we can start.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm going to use some tools, and
Sure. Sure.
this is because Girish asked me to introduce some tools to the team because he was
Sure.
not sure if he will be able to sustain with his electric power. So I have a quiz and I have a connection activity.
Yes, correct.
So is everyone okay to play that before we actually get immersed into the learning?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to share a link with you all here. And what you have to do is, if you are using your phone, you can go to www.menti.com and you can enter a code that I will share with you. If you are using your laptop, directly click on the link and it will open. It should open what do you say, a browser that will have a question for you.
Okay. Sure.
So let me know if you are able to see that. Is anybody
Yes.
using phone here?
Yeah, I'm using phone, but I think directly when I click the link, it's taking me to the page with the question.
Awesome. So the first question is here, Sarfaraza. Thank you for confirming that. Is how was your experience taking up reading this week? Now, some of you might already be reading. Some of you, like me, who is not so much into reading, was something new to me. So I had to struggle with a lot of things to start reading. So if you resonate with that, maybe you can share your thoughts. So what was your experience taking up reading as a habit, as a I wouldn't say a hobby because it doesn't come naturally. We are trying to inculcate this as a habit. So just share with us what your thoughts are, and I'm going to quickly put this. Abdul, is it okay if I take sharing from you?
Sure. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. So that's the reason I have made you everyone co-host so that you
Thank you
can
so
start
much.
sharing. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So some of you are saying awesome. Some of you are saying it was an eye opener. Somebody else said exciting. Excited. You are excited to take up reading as a hobby. Interesting. What about others? Let us hear it from all of you. Transformative. Awesome.
So
So you,
fields with spaces will be considered as one word. Acha, okay.
yeah, yeah.
All three space are mandatory, is it?
No, you can just enter one. You can enter two. You can
Okay.
enter three.
Okay. Sure.
If you want to enter more, I can give you more supplements also. So,
Okay, good.
okay. So a change, yeah, a change to your daily routine, right? Something you are not doing before. Difficult to adopt. I love this comment. Whoever has put this, I love this guy. Difficult to adopt. Yes, it is really difficult to adopt. I'll tell you about my experience. It was difficult for me to focus even for 1 minute on reading. I would fall asleep. Whenever I would pick up a book, I would automatically fall asleep because that was something that was coming out of my comfort zone. I was not comfortable reading at all. Some of you are feeling mind refreshing. That's amazing. You felt refreshed about reading from reading it. Excellent, awesome. I believe five of us has responded. If there is someone else who is remaining and who's still typing, I will wait for that person. Okay. So is anybody remaining or that is all
Mentimeter.
we have?
This is good. I never used it.
You never used it? Okay. So this is one of the things that you can use to engage an audience whenever you are
Correct.
facilitating a meeting or you just have fun. You can also use this with your family with virtual meetings and all. So we do that.
Perfect.
So
Thank you for
Taj,
sharing.
I believe you already know this tool, do you?
No, thank you for sharing, Animesh. This is really good for me.
Sure. Is it
Thank you.
okay if I call you Taj or do you want me to
You can
call
call me
you
TJ.
TJ? Okay, I like that better. TJ.
Eye
Oh,
opener, difficult to adapt. Weekdays difficult.
yeah, weekdays is difficult. I know weekdays are really, really
It's
difficult.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yes,
Literally.
yeah. Good. Okay, so next question, just be there. Okay, next thing is coming on your screen. Okay. Any insights from the reading so far? What were your insights? Anything. It could be as simple as you could resonate with it. You could feel the pain of somebody, or whatever comes to your mind. I'm not just putting words into your mouth. Anything. You don't have to use all the three options. You can even just use one. So, is everybody able to use this, or is anybody facing challenges? Please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you.
हाँ? अच्छा.
So if you don't respond, I'm going to take the silence as whatever I feel is right. So it is going to be in my
Yes.
favor. So if you want to contradict me, then you better speak. Okay. Story has just begun. Okay, yeah, I like that. It's an interesting story. Amazing to visualize. Yeah, I was also able to visualize. Somehow I was able to put faces to the names in that
Yeah,
story.
true.
Yeah. And how to connect theoretical to the practical. Yes, you have been reading about this theory. Maybe some of us might not be in that, don't have that experience or exposure. But now you're able to connect it, how things happen. Anything else? Anyone? I see three people have responded. Okay.
Yeah.
Loved the story in a sensory way. Okay, that's beautiful. It's opening another world. Yeah, maybe it's opening another world to you. You're not aware of this. You will not be able to understand what pain people go through, right? So yeah, interesting.
Relating the story to actually our organization, it was like
Absolutely.
happening all the time. Most of the sentences, even I can relate. Oh, yeah. And especially, I work for Sybase, where work from home is not at all in the DNA for uh, 24 years. Sybase has just completed 25 years now. So 24th year, 25th year celebration started with the Corona thing.
Oh, that's sorry to hear that,
And
but yeah.
this year was amazing as a transformation for organization to life bring life to work, but that would be only possible in this Corona time was let them work from home.
Right. True. I true that. Okay, and there is one more comment. As a developer, I can imagine the system breakup impact. Yes, I love this.
Yes.
As a developer, I can imagine, right? It is not just my duty to code and just give it to somebody else or throw your work off the wall, right? It's not as simple as that. There is somebody who is feeling that burn, right? There is somebody who has to face the real customer. The usual bow of IT. Okay, help me with jargons. What does bow mean? Getting
Yeah,
panic.
business as usual.
As usual.
Business as usual. Thank you, sir, for asking. Business as usual. Getting panicked over showstoppers and how we then get it done. Yes, ultimately we get it done, right? Somehow or the other. But what about the people? People suffer. Maybe they might get anxiety issues. They might get panic attacks over these things. Right? So it is our duty, maybe as we learn that how well you can do so that you don't make other people suffer. Okay, so thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to start a quiz with you. I'm going to share another code. I believe everybody is able to use this code, use this link. So there is second link that I have pasted. Please join that and we will play a game. So it will say you're not able to join it. So
Yeah,
bear
the
with
quiz
me.
is not open.
Yeah, the quiz has not started. That's because I am reducing the time of the quiz.
Join another quiz.
No, yeah, there is another link pasted in the chat, Dipti.
Oh,
That
okay.
will take you to another quiz that is not yet started, which I'm
Okay,
going to
okay.
start in one moment. Okay. All right, here I go. Now you all should be able to
Yes.
join this. I can see 7 people have joined this. All right. So remember, the fastest finger gets maximum points. Okay. So just be ready with your mouse or phone, whatever it is. If you answer the question fast, more points. All right.
Is
Yes.
it different than Kahoot?
Different than Kahoot. It's simpler than Kahoot is what I can tell you because Kahoot to like that. Here you get directly those options.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right. To start. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
First question coming your way. Oh, sorry. Excuse me with this. This did
No
not
issues.
start right. But one thing that I forgot was that, sorry, my bad. I was not sharing my results. So I'm going to start the quiz again. Sorry for that. Okay, so you all have started, and my bad. I'm going to share the screen this time so that you will also be able to see what is happening. All right. All of you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Okay, first question coming your way. Oh my God, this is awesome. What is the name of the narrator? Who is reciting the story?
Maybe if I'm here,
Bill Gates?
That's Bill Palmer.
Bill Palmer is the correct answer. Dipti, are you facing any challenges?
I'm on laptop, and so I'll have to switch between the screens to
Yeah,
participate and this, right? Oh shit, that
unfortunately, yes.
is not
So you
good.
can
You can split the screen, Dipti.
you can see both the screens. Just minimize your zoom. It will appear as a pop-up.
Okay,
Just
so
open the browser and then open Zoom and minimize Zoom.
Yes.
And
Minimize
even
or just
your
double click and it will come in a just short window.
Yeah.
So both the windows can go hand in hand at one go.
let us know when you are able to fix that.
okay, so double click Zoom, and now Zoom is in the shorter screen where I can see both. Okay, let me try again. Yeah,
Okay.
and one more question. Yeah,
Yeah. So first question, I believe you missed it, unfortunately.
that's okay.
But Will Smith was not the right answer. Bill Palmer. Palmer
Bill Palmer. Yeah, of course.
is the narrator of Until So Far. I don't know what will happen. So let us see who was the fastest one here. If you have given your real names, or even if you have given your pseudo names, let us see who scored the maximum. Shoaib, really? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Shoaib, good job, buddy. Come on, keep it up. Let's see. If you want to beat Shoaib, you have to be faster than him for the next question. All right. Okay. So next question is coming your way. 4 more questions to go. What designation is he offered?
Oh, he was. Sorry.
VP of IT is the right answer. There is nobody to fill in the position for CTO who just got fired. That's why Bill is asked to take in that position, but he's not formally assigned that role. Am I right? Keep me honest
Yes.
here, folks, because my memory, I don't trust my memory. I read that book like 3 days back. So, yeah, VP of IT is the designation that he is asked to take up. Okay. All right, let's see. Does Shoaib get to keep his position? Ooh. Looks like Mushtaq was the fastest this time. Mushtaq was the fastest, yes. But Sarfaraz leads us. Okay, so Sarfaraz is leading the board now. If you want to beat Sarfaraz, and TJ is coming there. TJ is so close. He can take that position anytime. Okay, so beware. Keep your eyes on TJ. He looks scary. Okay. Let's see. Next question. Name the important project that is often referred in this book. Oh my God. That project. What is the name of that project? It's the important project. Really important. The Phoenix Project, yes, that is also the name of the book. They have not discussed too much about Phoenix Project in the first 3 chapters, but everybody knows that there is an important project by that name that is being referred. Okay, awesome. So I believe all of you are really, really reading. Okay, so because you are able to answer this so good, except for the Will Smith fan there, I believe that should be Girish. But, okay, who was the fastest this time? Was it Gitri? No, Sarfaraz was the fastest. That's why he gets to keep his position on the top. Awesome. Good job, buddy.
Great.
Okay, next question. Next question. Two more questions. Come on. Bill is from the IT operations department. Is it a true or a false statement? This guy, yes, he is the operations guy. That's why he feels the pain of people doing certain things that he has to cover up, or he has to feel the burnt of the customers who are calling him, right? So yes, Bill is the IT operations person. He's heading that department. Oh, now let's see. There is a tie. There is a tie. There is a tie. TJ was the fastest, but you did not beat Sarfaraz. So Sarfaraz, congratulations. You have one last question to keep your position. TJ, you have to be really, really fast, even faster than my question, maybe, to beat Sarfaraz. So please stay focused. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to start the next question here. Last question coming your way. You already got the hint of this question last time. Who was it that made Bill a choice that he could not refuse? Who was that guy? Was it the HR? Was it the CEO? Was it the CTO? Yes, CEO. Does anybody remember the name of the CEO?
Steve.
Steve. Yeah, Steve made him an offer he could not refuse. Remember how he convinced Bill that he did not even realize that he was convinced. He was totally, he went there totally with the thing that he's not going to take up this role. But somehow Steve convinced. So that's how CEOs are. They are so persuasive. Right?
It's called
Okay.
conversational hypnosis.
Hypnosis. Okay. Professional hypnosis. I love that word. But does that word cut you to the top, DJ? No, you weren't the fastest. So congratulations, Sarfaraz. You get to keep your position. Awesome. Good job. Good job. Good job, TJ. Good job, Girish, and
Thank you.
everyone who attempted this.
Great.
So thank you so much for participating. And with that, Abdul, I'm really sorry I took too much time.
No, perfectly fine. This is required. This is required.
Okay.
This is required.
Girish
It's
told me
perfectly
to
fine.
bring in some tools. So
True,
I
true.
thought,
It is a good tool. Yes. Indeed,
okay,
it is a very nice tool. Yes. True.
great. I'm glad you all liked it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Nimish.
Over to you, Abdul.
Yes. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen again. Is that fine?
Yes.
Yes,
So
Abdul.
let's begin with our agenda points, which is I think now in favor of time. I think we are planning to take only 2 chapters today. Initially we thought 3 chapters. Okay, but I think in favor of time we'll try to finish in 2 chapters. So Dipti, is it possible to present the learning in 10 minutes? In next 10 minutes?
Okay. So I haven't created any PPT
No
or
issues.
as such, but
No issues. Whatever you have.
I'll just have the book while I'm talking, and I think, yeah, I should be able to do it.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Okay. So I'll get my screen, the book here.
Anything is fine. If you just audio, anything is fine. It is completely on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll stop other sharing. Okay.
Yes, I'm.
And I'll get the book. Where is my book?
So it is 2:35. So we are going to finish by 2:45.
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. I'll get my
No,
book.
sure.
Where was that?
If you are not host, let me know. And let me check if you are host or co-host or not. If you are co-host.
Yeah, can you check that? I think Zoom has
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this because
No, you are co-host. So you can.
I am
you
right.
can.
It's I
Yes,
should be able to do it.
you should be
Okay,
able to
just a
do.
minute.
You should be able to.
Okay, sure. Just a minute. Let me check.
Sure.
Voting.
Does anyone know how to start the timer on the screen over here?
Maybe you can give Dipti 5 minutes warning. Then
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that we will add. So that's not a problem. Yes, I agree. So I was just checking if we have something for the timer. No issues. I will monitor that one. Okay.
I hope the book is available, right, on the screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
visible.
Sure. So I had this book, and thanks to this BRC club, actually I took up the book. In fact, I got the hard copy, which is more, I feel, as an hand, keeping book in hand and reading. And that's how finally I could hang up on the book. And as the book says, like Ginny Kim is an author, and the book starts nicely in terms of whoever likes to read dramas. That's how, though it is a story of an IT stuff, but it is put up in a way where actually you will look for like who are the actors, what is going on in his mind, how uh, nicely the author has narrated the story. Like we will always feel like ab kya hoga, what is next. And the story is nicely started in terms of where each one of us, the way we are loaded these days, with too many things in mind, and rushing and running for a meeting, how if we are late, what we feel like time is slow, or maybe when we have time we feel like time is going fast. So clock is the clock which goes in itself in its own pace, but our state of mind will put it in a way like whether clock is sometimes very fast or sometimes clock is like ticking very slow. And the story starts with Bill Palmer here, while he is picking up the cell, and while answering it, that shit, I'm late for a meeting, and maybe this call is something for me to get on that. And it takes further in terms of finally he could pick the call, and then call is from that HR person, which this Ball Palmer, our person, says like, why would HR person should call me? There is nothing like for them to reach me directly. And as it says, like, I try not to swear to be loud who she is or where my monthly company meetings are happening or stuff. And finally, good morning. I mean, in a mind, he was running some different thoughts, but what to put it in words is where seniority reflects, right? So he says like, yeah, good morning. And what can I do for you? Which was not in his mind. He was thinking when he was responding the call. As the story goes further, and HR is saying like, when will you reach office? And again, our Bill feels like, why should she ask me even that at what time I should reach office? Because I'm doing my job very nicely. He hangs up the call and puts on the radio while on the way to office space and everything. All this is while reading, I was connecting everything to my personal, like whenever me starting from the home, reaching office, getting calls in between, especially when they are talking about space, parking space, even that we could relate. Because last whole 1 year, Sybage was the only, and our senior leadership were the only group of people, like approximate 150 people, were in office. So I could so much relate, like in parking space, generally we never used to get parking slot. We'll have to think twice or put my car outside. In last 1 year journey, it was always like parking is most of the time entire empty. Entire parking lot is ours. Just get in wherever you feel like a lovely central space where either taking in is easy or taking out is easy. You choose the slot, kind of a thing. Nice narration. I take further what is mentioned here, like yeah, I pull into parking lot 3 years ago. Finding an empty parking spot was impossible. But now, after so much layoff, the situation is different, of course, here. And what I was connecting in my mind while reading it, that situation is little different. Taking further, author mentions like directly he reaches to the place, Laura's office, and ask like why and what was the reason you were calling me or trying to reach me. And she answers, have a sit and meeting greeting sort of. But then she says like, Steve Masters, our CEO, let's wait. Have a seat. I'll see whether CEO is available or not. And again, Bill Palmer is something who starts thinking like, our CEO, why directly CEO would like to speak to me? Have I done something wrong? We merely wanted to use a conference room, different buildings. However, uh, it never happened in past. And among other meeting, Wes is who is getting here introduced, and Wes is in charge of networks, which is why I track network outreach so closely, and that's how they are connecting those. I mean, introduction of those new actors into the story. And Laura thanks the person on the other hand on the phone, and then asks like, how is your family these days and stuff. Still, Bell Palmer is not able to connect, like why this chit chat unnecessary. And there where she's putting a cat out of the box, in effective as of this morning, that Luke and Demon, who were the important actors, putting it, saying that they are no longer with the company. And that's what's again shakes Bill Palmer. How? What happened all of a sudden? And Steve is getting involved with, and Steve has chosen you to be the VP of IT operations. That is the designation what she is disclosing to Bill. You are our newest VP in the company, and some congratulations are in order, and maybe that's how you are going to get to this promotion. Again, Bill thinks like, why? The lasting words I wanted was a promotion. How come it is coming all of a sudden? So sometimes good news is not so good news. We don't know where and how it is coming from nowhere, and that puts a big question mark to a good news. And he feels like, I did not see this coming, from where it is coming. And a good a new acronym came in his mind is like, CIO sends now as a not a chief information officer, but career is over. And this VP of IT operation does not last much longer. For me, it will be mostly maybe career is over. And fishing those more information, that how come those two executives leaving at the same time? That is more important for than his own promotion. And she laughs, but quickly returns her HR trained attributes to be visible for outsiders, that those both choose to pursue other interests, because as an HR person, she should not be disclosing all the cards at one time to the person where she is giving a promotion kind of a news also. And that ends there. For him, it becomes more important, like what is next with this promotion, what more is coming along as a responsibility to him. That's what he is taking forward, trying to understand unseen or unsaid words. And he is going to the other building, from where two more uh, uh, people are coming into her. Steve as a corner officer. Okay, not here. Something's.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, from where he also starts getting a lot of compliments, congratulations, and every time wherever he is getting this uh, congratulations or compliments, he has that question in mind: is from where these people are getting this news. I'm sure CEO would not have commented to everyone, conveyed to everyone. I haven't spoken to anyone about this, what was happening here, because that I'm yet to sink in this with this. From where people are getting that question is still there, and unanswered, that stays there still. He continues brisk and business like. However, with the Demon's departure, I have an organizational hole I need to fill in to understand what is this happening. As an organization, where am I headed? And he continues. He is aware on the Phoenix project, of course, but he continues. Phoenix project is essential to closing up the gap with the competition, and so we finally do with what the competition has been doing for years. So customer need to be able to buy from us from where they want, whether it's on internet or a retail. So again, the same story as in like recent our COVID era also I could relate. From nowhere, so many online retail outlets have been flooded. Like it goes further into, suddenly Steve looks much older than early 50s because they have worked together. That's how he is connecting dots now. He also get to see as an active CIO, this Chris, VP application development, will report to me, and that's how this new change will have a change in the hierarchy stuff. Going further down, as in like what towards I'll end this first chapter, which says like where Steve is putting it, telling Bill that, Bill, I know you didn't ask for this job, but it is a company's survival at stake, and I need you. That's what our quiz, one of the question, like who convinced Bill. So this Steve is the person who convinced finally that you didn't ask, but I want you for this role, and can I count on you. And a nice statement here is where I suddenly hear myself saying, yes sir, you can count on me, which he himself is not saying, but his mind unknowingly, unconsciously answering that statement, and he has to tell himself that from where that statement came. And now I'll have to hold myself before committing anything more. So swearing to myself, I say, I'll do my best, sir. Could you at least explain me why no one who accept this position and it is coming to me? And we want, so CEO is explaining more stuff there. Look surprised, and exactly, yes, we'll put whatever you say, exactly what I want you want me to do. And he will follow those instructions from CEO. But at the same time, he is getting the news of what the issue at this moment organization is facing. And that's what the problem he is now getting into is to fix the payroll issue, which has a specific deadline in mind for him to fix it and get up and running. And then the whole story starts now. He's saying yes to fix that issue, and he is moving from this building to other building. That's where the first chapter ends, I think.
That's great. That's great. Vicky. So I think since we have to finish by 3:15, so we will just have one chapter today. Okay, so Diti has finished. So any brainstorming on this one? Animesh and Gish, over to you. Basically, we
And
have to.
I also did first time, so I don't know whether this will be the right way of how do we want to go forward.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We all are learning, so that is perfectly fine. As we proceed further, we will refine it. Okay,
Sure.
we'll learn by our own. So that's not a problem at all.
I mean, I like the way Bill was narrating the story using all the senses. He was describing every scene using its visuals, auditory around it. Whenever he was entering, he was telling. I'm not sure if it is in the first chapter, but he was telling the age of person that person can be that, because that gives the reader a perfect visual in terms of what is going on. You know, when I was reading, everything was crystal clear in front of my mind's eye, that I was reading this. Everything is happening in front of me. So that was a really great part of this story, and I thank Grish for suggesting Nick, and it's a good thing to start. If you would have given us some philosophy book, we, we wouldn't have read that. I know I'm not a good reader all the time, but when I find such kind of stories, it's really good. From other, this is the that's the one part I felt. The another part from the technical and the IT life we face, the bureaucracy is always important. That's what I have learned from this book. You know, there were CEOs and CIOs who was coming and going, and Bill was promoted to the VP of an organization. But when he actually looked into the mess what was happening there, I know the flaw in the change management, the flaw in the decision making. Everybody is doing things randomly. So all that bureaucrats who were there at the bottom, that was really challenging for him to understand at first point in time. That's what I understood from these two things.
Good, that's good, TJ, and thank you so much, Dipti, for reading and walking us through the first chapter. So, anyone would like to add your thoughts, opinion, in case you got a chance to read through the first three chapters, and especially the way maybe the story has just started.
Yeah, I read first two chapters. Like first chapter which Dipti already narrated, that was very good. Thanks Dipti for setting up the stage. And second chapter which I was going to present, so I kind of read it in a very good manner. But unfortunately, I couldn't present it today. But maybe next week I'll again read it, the first two chapters. But what I understood so far is the narration. The author has mentioned this story in a very polite way, and also is mixing that humor with the technical IT background. So that goes well hand in hand, and it kind of bridges the gap. And you will when you start reading it, you'll start feeling, okay, I can relate this to my daily work environment. So how when the issue comes, how you get panicked, and then you start running and you start reaching out to people and then start getting help. So kind of, yeah, I'm looking forward to read it in the what happens in the further chapters.
That's great. So thank you, Sarfaraj, for sharing your learning as well. Anyone on the team would like to call out any specific takeaway, or maybe if there is something that you notice very differently about the book, chapter, or maybe the subject, or if there is any question that is coming to your mind?
I think initially 3 chapters, I assume that author is trying to figure it out that how we connect the dots, like from where we can go first step to second step to third. First, Bill was struggling from one place to another, then went to the another person operation, and then after at last they come to know that this is the third party tool we have installed for the timekeeping, and that might be the reason of crashing the system. I mean, so that's how I think I come to know.
Yeah, nicely said. Yep, absolutely. So I think when we met last time, I don't know who was the person, but I do recall that there was a question that, uh, hey, why this book? Maybe can we figure out something around the DevOps, right? Because we are talking about the DevOps as a theme.
And
But
I
this,
only asked that question, by the
oh,
way,
okay,
Girish.
no surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, so surprise. At least in first two chapters, I trust that you might have realized that we are talking about the IT book, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I get the gist of it now.
Okay. Yeah, so now I think in just first three chapters you will see that there are two departments, IT and operations, that are working together. And trust me, slowly as the story moves ahead, you will hardly realize that you have jumped into the DevOps topic.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Sarfaraz,
good.
really sorry, buddy. I ate up your time with the quiz. You had prepared so well.
No, it's okay.
All of us.
I got a chance actually to read it again, so maybe I'll refreshing the chapters. Yeah.
Okay, so really eager to see what how you are going to present it next time.
Sure, definitely. Okay, any other things that anyone has on mind when it comes to the first chapter? Because I believe we are right on the three. So anything that comes to your mind that you feel we as a team can discuss, can brainstorm, can try to learn different perspectives on that thought, or you
Now,
feel
one
we are
thing
good with.
I would like to point out, like the normal, maybe new normal in the IT is that we are still afraid of the promotions. Like, yeah, in a way that we think, okay, they're good for us, but in a second, like mind thinks, okay, no, this is not something which I need to get into because the new, I say, the new role comes new challenges. So maybe we can talk around that. So if you're stepping up into some a bigger role, then how we can, maybe ground ourselves to be and keep our mind calm and accept the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great takeaway, Sarfraz. I think yeah, this could very well happen with all of us at some point in time or other. That whenever something pops up, uh, our mind maybe feels twice, thinks twice or thrice that should I take it? Should I not take it? Will it be good for my career? Will it be good for my future? Or should I just step back? So that dilemma maybe at least happen with almost all of us. But trust me that as we go ahead, so in first two chapters, we have already seen that, right? That Bill is really thinking that why me for that position, right? Why I have been chosen, and while I was trying to hardly push it back, somehow my CEO has got me convinced to pick up that role, right? Now for us as an individual, at this mid-career stage, uh, these are the situations that we might have either faced or could face in near future. So that something is going to come our way, uh, which will put us in a kind of question mark whether should I go for it or should I not go for it. Because not only we will see the promotion and maybe some of the lucrative things coming up with it, but we'll clearly see that there are so many challenges. It is such a difficult thing to do. So yes, situation will test our metal. In that case, that should I go for it or should I not go for it? We will see what happens to Bill as we move ahead reading this book, and how Bill, or if at all Bill, can sail through that emotional process. Yeah, but good call out, Sir Raj. What else? Anything else that comes to your mind? Anyone?
Yeah, I think again, maybe one more point I would like to tell. So whenever we were getting, maybe in my work life also, if if suppose someone is not present in office, taking an day off, so if there is something urgent that person is working on, so that comes up to you, okay, can you work on this, because that person, so person is not available, he's off or something like that. And then every time you're in a position, you get convinced and you end up taking that task, because anyhow you have to do it, because you think of the organization, you think of, okay, this is going to impact the organization, so you be a bit selfless, and try to take that opportunity, or say maybe that's the time, due to the timeline issue, or due to some other issues, you always get convinced by the senior staff, right? So again, I could relate that with the day-to-day work.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. This is what we do experience, right, in our day-to-day life. Good. I think TJ already called about it. But anything specific that anyone would like to talk about when it comes to the importance of storytelling? If you realize something.
It engages the reader more. Storytelling is and it directly if struck your subconscious mind, and you feel really into that movement all the time.
Yep,
Yeah, same
absolutely.
as a story in itself. A narrator, storyteller should also be equally able to hold the audience the way story is narrated. So story should be interesting, but narrator is also equally responsible to build that atmosphere to take the audience along.
Absolutely. Yep. So as even TJ mentioned, like uh, at each and every chapter, or at each and every stage of the book, the narration has happened so much in a good way that we can literally visualize that there are buildings, the person is walking, he's seeing the maybe salespersons calling, making the calls. Yeah, and so it just takes us out of that book and the actual visual mode. So that's what I really liked about this book, that it not just talks about the fundamentals or the key learnings, but it actually takes us out of the book and helps us traverse that path in a visual mode. So that actually helped me reaffirm how much it is important as we grow in our career, especially from this stage to senior positions, how much it is really important to be a good storyteller as well. And trust me, one of the best storytellers I have at least seen so far, and I'm sure that maybe even Abdul has so sometimes experienced it. Kaushik was one of them, one of those good storytellers. So when it comes to connecting a strategy or pulling people into the strategy, making it happen, he helped us visualize, walk that path into the future. Uh, so he was definitely one. But look, when I read this book, it did just help me reaffirm that understanding that how much it is important for us at this mid-career stage, whenever we grow up to the senior positions, to engage the people so that that pull gets created and people start automatically following or maybe getting pulled into, rather than just pushing it kind of a strategy. So that I believe could be a good takeaway from this book as we move ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Sarfraz. I think you have something to say.
No, I was just I think maybe there's a disturbance from my side.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So actually, in favor of time, I think we'll just stop here with chapter 1. So chapter 2 and chapter 3 we have already. So next thing, who is going to take the chapter number 4? Who is going to take the chapter number 4?
Yeah, I will take
If
up.
you don't mind.
So it is TJ.
Yeah.
Sorry.
TJ TJ and Soheb. I could see both of them nominated themselves.
Okay. So
I think TJ is already taking chapter 3, so maybe we can give chapter 4 to Shoaib.
okay.
And then maybe TJ can take chapter 5.
Okay. Is it fine? Soheb and TJ?
Fine.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So chapter 5. Yes. Now, since it is last 10 minutes, so I just want to know any suggestions you have to improve this discussion.
Yeah.
First of all, is 75 minutes sufficient? So we are kind of having short retro. So what are the things you want to improve? The suggestion from each and everyone.
I think 75 minutes is sufficient because if we dedicate 10-15 minutes slot to, like, if we have 2-3 reads every session, then it will take like 45 minutes. If we have 3 reads, we have 45 minutes. So remaining half an hour we can, have under brainstorming and discussions, other stuff. So 75 minutes sounds good, because anything above that would be boring, and
Okay.
maybe 75 minutes is a good time slot.
Okay. Okay. So anything you feel, anyone feel that, okay, we can improve something for next time? One thing is,
let us evolve first.
okay.
We are evolving, and we are in an evolving phase.
Okay.
I think whatever is going till now, I think we have started it and finished. I wouldn't have thought that I will read 3 chapters in a week's time. So that's the biggest advantage of joining this group.
Okay.
Okay. Evolve during the time. I think this format is good. We will stick to at least covering 2 to 3 chapters each week.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. So Abdul, yeah, maybe I will share some of the viewpoints that come to my mind. So first of all, kudos to everyone for coming back again after 1 week. I can tell you that this is a huge win and good beginning. Because yes, if you have taken those initial 2 steps, I'm rest assured that we all are going to go till the end of book. This book has that much of power. But kudos to you all for sticking to that 1 week challenge. If in case you have not read for a long time, and I'm sure that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so thanks for reading those chapters and definitely bringing it back to this forum. The second thing today I liked is that Animesh, thank you so much for bringing up those uh, Menti quiz. I personally felt that it was lightweight and was a good icebreaker. Just to add to it, I was just thinking that if there is a way, we can play it intermittently. So maybe we start with a 1 Menti quiz, then maybe we cover up 1 chapter, then maybe after that we have 1 more quiz. I'm not sure if that will help. Can we try it out next time? I'm just thinking.
Yeah, definitely we can do that. I like that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Good. The third thing that I feel maybe we could a little bit do better next time is definitely starting on the time. So I believe maybe some connection things and setting up all those things, and even yes, even I have contributed to it to some extent. But definitely, we will aim next time to begin sharp at 2 p.m. Maybe just 2 to 3 minutes here and there, fine. But today I feel we were around 12 to 13 minutes and getting started. So we'll probably will reduce that time. Okay, great. Going back to Dipti, Dipti, I just wanted to seek your feedback when it comes to 10 minutes to talk about 1 chapter. How do you feel? Is it a good time? Too much time? Too short time? How did you feel while going through it?
with that time in mind as a pressure towards the end, I was like, maybe I'm already late, so I should not talk much. But it will depend on the chapter's length also, what I feel. And the book is like kind of so much catchy that when we are reading book, we want to read more. But when here narration will come, you will, I don't know how much we want to cover up in a weekly once kind of our pace.
Sure. That makes sense. So, Dipti, would it be safe to say that you are suggesting let's continue 10 minutes per chapter right now, and maybe we will again figure out in the future that whether we want to reduce, increase, or keep it as is.
Yeah. I think we all are evolving, and as rightly teacher said, uh, after a long time when we are into reading, like this book was in my inbox from 2018.
Oh,
But never that pull never happened from book and from me from either side to pick it and just go through it. Now I feel, as I said, like 5 days were very busy, but Friday night when I picked up the book, I could not put it aside. Firstly, I had to go to sleep. As soon as I got up, I wanted to read it. So
Okay.
a book is a very having a pull once you read and you get into the flow. But here 10 minutes, let's keep as of now 10 minutes. I think as we move forward, maybe we all will have, we will become better in narration also, maybe. So longer story, but we could narrate it very nicely, quickly, in smaller and shorter words, that we could become faster to tell exactly what happened and how it was.
Okay.
absolutely. Yep. So I think that would be a kind of a good byproduct of this learning if we can improve our narration skills to maybe further level. Team, maybe just one thought from my side. Uh, just again what they has been talking about. Uh, can we give an attempt to maybe just write down our key takeaways while going through the chapter? So maybe on the book,
Yeah, that will
notepad and
help.
paper, or in any form that suits you. But maybe just let's say that 5 key takeaways for this week, and maybe we share it as a kind of a gist when we meet together. Will that help?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Good, Abdul. I really liked
Yes.
you keeping these 10 minutes aside for the retro. I think this is
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
needed every time
Yes.
we do it. So I personally feel that we should keep aside even going forward these 10 minutes aside for especially for the retro.
Yeah.
That's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Then thank you very much, and have a nice week and upcoming weekend as well. Okay. See you on next Sunday. It is the same time, right? 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Right? Next time.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
Animesh has
Okay.
something, right? Animesh, let
Yeah.
us know if we can volunteer something, if something is like what you are contributing and having that
Yeah.
Saturday commitment.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, sure. Right. It's something I'm taking personally as a learning. That's why I'm
Okay,
3 hours
sure.
I'm consumed from 10
Okay,
to
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Have
Bye.
a
Thank
nice
you.
weekend and have a nice week. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Good day. Bye bye.